Okay, guys, what I'm doing now, we're gonna go over or listen to him as he go over Kanye's face, his synopsis as to why his eyes sit the way they do, the reason for his forehead, his nose. He touches on everything, guys. There's a 9 sector symbol that gives you a ratio as to the reading. Okay. It's for educational purposes only, seeing that it's all over the algorithm. I ran across it, and this will be very educational for you content celebrity content creators, okay? But I'm a fan of Kanye's. I like him. That's just all it is to it. So, no disrespect to anyone who don't, but that has nothing to do with me. So let's just enjoy the
So my
down.
video guy JJ, who I love to pieces, said, "I want you to read this face." I have never had as much difficulty reading a face in my entire career, and I've read faces for 4+ decades. This is a shocker to me. He's an enigma wrapped in a
Kanye
riddle,
amazes
and
everybody.
I'll just go through this. So his ears are small, which means he's not a risk taker. And everything else in his face says, I can do anything I want. I'll take any risk I want and do anything I want to do. And yet, that's there. It's absolutely fascinating. Um, his ears are also high set, which
Guys, this is
means he's
called
very
Why the
realistic and
Face.
doesn't like the
Why the
limelight.
Face
He's a very famous man.
of
I believe
many.
he's a rap artist. Look, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, Mr. West, but there's two genres of music I don't care for: opera and rap. It's not appealing to me. I know people love both. I don't happen to be
I
that
think those
person.
probably the two I don't
So,
really care for, opera and
so
rap.
realistic and doesn't like the limelight. Doesn't go with this guy's persona whatsoever. It's absolutely fascinating. And then there's
I
the
like
right and
some
left
rap, just
eye. So
depends.
the right eye is what we know the world is our public persona, and it's our mother's influence. The left eye is our true inner private self and our father's influence, and they're virtually identical. I
Okay.
just don't see that typically, and it's just again one of those
This
enigma
eye
type
looks stronger
situations I
than
don't get.
the
I
that
have the
eye to
sense
me.
he's kind of living two lives. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. It could be a very very bad thing, or it could be just he's this
Interesting.
person here on stage and he's this person here uh, in life. I don't know, but I've never been this buffaloed by a face.
I'm gonna pause this for a sec, guys. Some people's faces are very, very hard to read. Yeah, I will be one of those. Unless I'm upset, really, you can't tell. You just can't read me easily. And I do that for a reason. I was trained to be that way also.
Face in my entire life. Now, shape of face, he's a combination between a tree and an iron
See, these
face,
are the
which
non-face
again
shapes.
throws
So
everything
Kanye's
logically
tree
to the
and
wind. So
iron
the
here.
iron face, they're strong, stable, stubborn. Given a job, they're going to get it done. They're very
That's me.
diplomatic,
You
and
give me a job and
persistent.
I'm
The
going to
tree
get it
face
done. So I have an
means
iron
he's
face too,
deeply
I'm
rooted,
sure.
take the winds of life very well. Doesn't like to be trimmed back. Likes to grow on his own. Likes to spread his branches, protect his earlobes are attached to his face. The side of his face, which means he's very attached to family. Now, that attachment can be very positive. It can be very toxic. In a very toxic relationship, you'll see
True.
this a lot with women that stay with an abusive husband because they feel family is so important at the expense of their own health.
Right.
His temples are very indented, which means um, temples represent your spleen, but your body's ability to be happy. And part of
Oh.
me just senses he's just not happy. There's just a lack of joy in this man's life. And again, it doesn't go with the power of that iron face.
Guys, he's reading his face synopsis really well.
I, I, I am uh, I am buffaloed. That incredibly powerful jaw, which is about determination, it's just a bizarre thing. Health wise, very strong constitution. Again, I always look at health. He's a little bit kidney deficient. When you see kidney deficiency, um, one of the ways men will strengthen their kidney energy is sex. So now that eventually doesn't
Wow.
work, and this can get into some real kind of tawdry things. But he's also got some lines that kind of come and
Under
sweep
his
down here.
eyes.
their adrenal lines. It's definitely greater on the left. So the left side of the
Okay, are you
face
guys
is
paying
male.
attention?
Been some stress with male, and maybe stress with himself. And with him, it wouldn't surprise me that would be the correct
Hi
answer.
in the
Some
chat.
intestinal weakness. There's just some
Oh, let
deep
me
lines
pause
that
this
go
for a
through
sec. My
here. It's a little
day,
bit
one
deep in that.
moment. My day is
The
going good,
emotion
thank
of the large
you.
intestine is despair.
I've had an allergy flare,
So
so I'm
he's
just
got
getting
the
better from
potential to
that. I'm sorry, I wanted to speak to my all in subby. Thanks for asking. I've been having an allergy flare. I'm in Florida. Yesterday it was 71 degrees. Today it's like 30 something. So
have what's called lower sympacu, white three sides. So there's some addiction. But again, living two lives. I mean, schizophrenia would jump into. I'm looking at JJ, not at the camera here. Sorry. Um, but yeah, I would say there's a very strong possibility that there's enough weirdness here that there's some serious emotional issues. I'm at a loss, and Kanye, give me a call. We need to talk. We got to figure out who the heck you are. So I didn't enjoy this. I hope you did, but I did not enjoy reading his face. If you enjoyed these videos and want to learn more, simply go to WTF Live.
wow, guys, this is very interesting. It's called Why the Face and More. This is Taylor Swift right here, but I'm not gonna do her because I just said Epstein, Jay-Z, and Kanye West because I'm not into this, but for educational purposes, what I wanted to hear from this guy's when he was let's go back. Let me show you what I was interested in. Let's get Kanye's face, okay? Okay, and with his okay with Jay Z, no, with Epstein, he had kidney failure. He could tell by his eye line right here on Epstein. Watch the video for Epstein, and then Epstein has this long line going down his forehead. He said that he would that's a sign of liver issues. Did you guys know that? Because I didn't. So this is why I wanted to take the time to do this. And it's very informational. I advise you guys to check out all three of them, compare, because there's a lot of content. We know this in the algorithm about these people. So therefore, when you see them, maybe you could get a better understanding or intake, especially when those of us that don't indulge. Kanye is the most that I've indulged in of all of them all, because I think highly of him. I don't think he's ignorant, let's say, put it that way, like other people do. I think he's just so smart for his own good. That's just my take. Because I know people that are like that, very few, but he reminds me of that person. I used to date a guy like him, and he was the only child, very spoiled, rich, yes. He was, true story. And he act just like him, except for Kanye had a little better attitude than Cortez, the guy I was dating. My first love, as a matter of fact. And Cortez, if you hear me, this is for educational purposes only. You're going on with your life and I'm going on with mine, but we're still friends. So, but anyways, guys, I just wanted to let you guys I'm sorry, I was wow. I don't know who this is in the chat. Please be respectful, okay? Because you guys are not going to upset me. Why do you guys come into the chat and say foolish things? You can do that all day long if you set up your YouTube page, right? It's very easy to do. And I think most of you guys, especially when you don't have a face to your icon, I think you guys are underage. And if you're underage, you can get in trouble for this. You don't know who I work for that I can go in and look behind the scene and see if you're underage or not. So please don't get in people's lives if you're underage doing things like this. Okay? But anyways, guys, I do thank you for joining me. Please do subscribe to the channel. And remember what I said, and this will help you read other people that are around you guys. He said because his ears are small, he takes a stance and takes whatever comes at him. So there's a concept to everything, down to the hairline, ears, eyes, eyebrows, the lines, the crinkles in your nose, your structure of your cheekbone or your facial. Okay? So, you know what? LOL, you are embarrassing, Nicholas Sherrod. You know what? I don't think you should come back to my page. You're being very respectful. Goodbye. How is a horrible attitude a good thing? What do you elaborate before I clear you out altogether? Since you want to entertain my platform, go ahead. How is it horrible? Tell me. How is it horrible? How is a horrible attitude a good thing? Who says a horrible attitude was a good thing? Are you just being ignorant, or ignorant is not knowing, or are you being foolish? I'm waiting. Since you wanted to disrupt class, you always have that one class member to disrupt the class. And guess who disrupted the class? Nicholas. He disrupted the class tonight, guys. And so did what's his name? Let me see who this is, because you guys are hilarious, diabolical. I have okay. So did Big. I'm gonna remove you too. Okay. You guys pick me on a good day. That's okay. When I come back on live, if you can get back in within 6 months that I've deleted you, then help yourself. I'm gonna give it to you well, and I'm gonna give it to you respectfully and professionally and corporate. Okay? Okay, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. And please, please, please stay safe. Let me know in the comment section where you are, if you're mainland or abroad. And I know you guys are abroad. You know how, I'm not going to tell you how I know that you're abroad. Interesting. You know, I work with a lot of people abroad in that sector. I'll say that. So watch yourself, because I'm not the one to be played with. This is strictly business on All In AKALIN Lifestyle. This is why it's all in, because I go all in. And when I go all in, it's very detrimental for me and to you, because what I'm trying to bring you is edification, high frequency, vibrancy, authenticity, things like that. So don't come in here playing around, because I'm not that content creator. This is not where you get your tea from, okay? Thank you. And thank you guys. And I'm sorry that you guys are having to deal with their foolishness. Let me remove him altogether. I'm going to report this person right here too. And he's going to not be able to get back on YouTube. Guys, please don't do that, because once you guys are out, you're out. YouTube is not playing. A policy just changed today. I don't know if any other content creators know that, but I do, because I always get it first. So we're going to end this on a positive note. Please have a nice rest, and I hope that you enjoyed your meal. What did I eat? I didn't really eat very much. I had potato soup earlier, guys. But just enjoy the rest of your evening. And let's see, guys. Let me see while we're on. Let me see if there's
Temples
something else
represent your
I can
spleen,
show
but
you,
your
okay?
body's ability to be happy.
Bear with me
And
one
part of me
momento.
just senses.
Let's do one more. Let's see who we could do before I go, because I have to go drink some hot tea. I don't want to do Elon Musk. I don't want to do him. How to read a face in 5 minutes. Let's see what this is about.
All right, how to read your face in 5 minutes. First off, forehead. Oftentimes the thing that we catch first or notice about a person. Do you have a short forehead or a long forehead? A short forehead is somebody who's a practical thinker.
Mine is
they
short.
tend to have gone through the process and they learn by doing. And so they have a very practical sense. If you are out on the street and you need directions, ask a person with the short forehead, because they'll tell you very clearly and easily how to get back on the freeway. Now, if a person has a long forehead, you are going to be much more analytical, much more intellectual.
That would be me
oftentimes,
too.
even sometimes stuck in the head, thinking through problems, or needing a long time to make a decision,
guys,
needing a long time to process information before you get clarity on how to act. This is not the person that you want to ask for directions when you are looking for the freeway. They'll give you a convoluted, circuitous route to get there, and you'll get confused. Next, the eyes. The eyes are about how we ingest the world and information.
Educational
So a
purposes
person
only.
who has big, wide eyes is really interested in everything. They're taking it in. A person who has more narrow, squinted eyes is maybe overwhelmed by too much information.
Okay, well, I have sort of wide eyes.
They can't take any more in. How about the nose? Well, there's lots of aspects about the nose, but the nose in a general tidbit is about how independent you are versus how cooperative you are. A person with a very large nose is going to be a really good leader. They're willing to take risks. They're willing to make mistakes, but also oftentimes they are really good risk takers and they're used to making and taking risks. So they would be a good person to put in charge of things.
That would be me.
A person with a smaller nose is going to be, I guess I'd say, more content with life and more content to cooperate. Nostrils.
Well, I guess I'm both.
Nostrils are kind of interesting in that there is this idea that the nose is a piggy bank where you put the coins in is at the bridge of the nose. So if a person has a really nice, large, wide bridge, they're lucky. They can take in large quantities of money at a time.
Okay,
where the coin would come out would be the nostril. And so a person with large nostrils tends to be really generous. They are free with spending money.
That is so
If a person has more narrow nostrils, they're a bit more conservative and tend to feel better about spending less. All right.
That is so me too.
Lips are about sensual pleasure. They are the external manifestation of the digestive organs. So if a person has big lips, oftentimes they enjoy eating, kissing, sexual experiences. If they have big lips, they're interested in more sensual pleasure, enjoying the moment, and savoring a meal. If they have a wide mouth, they like more of it. If a person has a narrower mouth, they can only take in smaller bits. They also need potentially to have shorter, smaller meals in between, whereas a person with a wide, large mouth can take in lots of sensual pleasure. They can take in a really large meal and they might not need to have several throughout the day. Okay, so the ears. The ears indicate how much physical stamina we have and how strong our spirit is. So if you take your ear and you push it this way, if it's very closely attached to your head, it means that you have pretty good physical stamina. Approaching the ear from above and pulling it down, how does that feel? Is there a lot of give or not very much give? What is the texture of your ear? Because it's the external manifestation of the kidneys are about our deep resources. The kidneys would be considered our savings account of our body. And so a person with really small ears or not very strong cartilage in the ear would suggest a person who has finite energy reserves, whereas a person with really strong ears has a good, hardy physical constitution.
Very strong.
Comment below, what kind of ears do you have?
Hey guys, this is Wise Hearts Connect. If you guys would like to check the page out, but this was very interesting. Wow, I love things like this. This is what you do to edify and educate yourself, and guys, you really have to, because there's too much on these social media sites. You can get caught in a melting pot of a lot of different things that you do not need. And on that note, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and joining me, guys. And I do apologize for the foolishness. Guys, you know what I notice about my chat when I come on? It's always someone with no picture on their icon. And I do think there are teenagers, but they're from abroad. They're not in the States. But as soon as I get off, I'm going to handle that part. But anyways, guys, I ask that you enjoy the rest of the night. Please stay warm. And tomorrow, I'm going to get up and juice in the morning. So we will have a nice experience with that, okay? Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. From my heart to yours. All in AKALIN Lifestyle.